Uh, Welcome to the ERI Global School Zoom meet, and thank you for being present. This meet is made possible thanks to a grant from Irish Aid and Mission Cara and Edmund Rice Development. So thank you to all three organizations. In your video window, where your name appears in the bottom left-hand corner, if you could right-click there and put down, if you haven't already done so, the name of your school, okay? Because we will try and spotlight you and identify you by that name. Translation subtitles are available. So in case for especially our participants who are joining us from Latin America, okay, I would suggest that you could use these. If you go down to the bottom right hand corner of your screen, okay, you'll see show captions. And if you click on show captions, okay, this box will open over here, okay, and you can put translation on. And once you put translation on, if the speaking language is English, okay, you can change the caption language to your preference. So please use it if you need to. During this presentation, all the presentations, and a lot of them will be videos, I'm inviting you to kindly watch them on a speaker view. I've already muted your microphone, okay? But what I'd like to also say is that during the presentation, it's okay, very important when the video of your school is being presented, kindly use the reaction button to raise your hand so that I can spotlight you for everybody. Okay, so please use the reaction button to raise your hand. That will bring your name right to the top of my list of names, and I'll be able to spotlight you. So please keep that in mind. Now, we have about 25 videos, okay? So 2 minutes each, that's going to take us almost 50 minutes of this session. So during and after a video presentation, feel free to use the reaction buttons, okay, to encourage the school that is presenting. Okay, you can also comment in the chat box, and you can share ideas you have gained from the presentation to add to your school advocacy work. So that's one way in which you can engage. If we have time later, okay, I'll be inviting those who would like to also share and speak their ideas. But please use the reaction buttons and use the chat box during and after a presentation. So welcome again. And with that, I'm going to hand over to our executive director, okay, Brother Brian Bond, and to welcome everybody officially. Over to you, Brian.
Well, thanks, Tino, and welcome everyone to this online schools partnership meet. And it's great to see so many that have joined. This is actually the second of two that we've organised for today, and it involves schools from England, Ireland, Africa, India, Latin America, US and Canada. Earlier today, we had another meet for students from Australia and India. It was unfortunately, time differences around the world makes it impossible to have a single event in school time everywhere, but you'll be able to have a recording of both of the events if you wish. This event is part of the mission of Edmund Rice International, which is to network globally for justice. And Edmund Rice schools are present in about 25 countries, educating hundreds of thousands of students. So potentially a powerful voice for justice that is much needed in our world today. The purpose of this gathering is to enable school representatives, or ERI youth ambassadors as we've called them, to come together to share the actions and initiatives for justice that their school is involved in, to learn from what other schools are doing, and perhaps gain some ideas that can be adapted and used in their school, and to be encouraged to continue to work and to raise awareness and promote justice activity in their schools and communities. So before we begin to hear from each of you, I just want to remind you of the work of ERI, which is based in Geneva, which engages with the Human Rights Council of the United Nations. You might care to check our website and subscribe to our free monthly newsletter to learn more about our work and how you can engage with it. So with that welcome, I'll hand you back to Tino. Thanks, Tino.
Thanks very much, Brian. And now we're going to start with a little reflection, which will be led by Grace in Delhi. So I'll just share my screen once again. Thank you.
As we begin, let us pause and for a moment reflect on our founder, Blessed Edmund Rice. Yesterday, we celebrated the feast day of Edmund, a man who lived not for his own success or comfort, but for the service of others. When we hear the name of Edmund, we think of schools or brothers, of men and women who serve the poor. But how do we imagine him? There is no widely known portraits, no famous photographs, and yet his image is everywhere. So let me begin with the traditional image of Edmund Rice, which many of us have seen. We'll go to the next slide, and you'll see the traditional image of Edmund, which maybe is in every school. We have seen it online. Shows Edmund to be a composed, thoughtful person with a serious expression, but symbolizing his dedication to education, to justice and faith. Next, we also go to some famous icons made by artists of Edmund Rice. We have the next portrait, which is the Irish icon painted by an artist, Desmond Kine. It was unveiled in England in 1986. And it reflects the various paths that led Edmund to his mission. His love for God, his connection with the Mother of Christ, his dedication to the poor, and all important facets of his journey. We also have an Indian icon, and I was very happy to discover the Indian icon of Edmund Rice, which was painted by an Indian artist, Mr. Jyoti Saha. Again, it tries to present Edmund with the poor, with the marginalized, and Jesus in the center as the guru or the teacher, and Mary standing by. And again, this icon reflects who Edmund was, and his leanings, his faith, his courage. Finally, we also have an icon, which was an image which was reconstructed when his body was exhumed, and which depicts tries to depict Edmund's face. It's a more personal human view of Edmund, and if you were to visit Edmund Rice Center, you may see this reconstructed image, helping us to understand his real life mission and character. But more than anything, not having a photograph, not having an image of Edmund is very significant for all of us here. So where is Edmund? What is his image? Going to the next slide.
Just taking a bit of time.
Yes, brother. So Blessed Edmund has not left us with any photographs, but with a legacy. And all these artistic representations are just trying to explain what is his legacy. And the people who are part of this network are the living examples who keep his image alive. These are some pictures of images of Edmund painted by children in India. Next, brother. We are the images of Edmund Rice through our work, through our actions and values. As you join this network, as you join this platform created by the Edmund Rice International, we know that more than statues or paintings, we image Edmund through our lives, through our acts of compassion, our dedication to justice and education, our faith in action. So as we gather here today, I invite you all to consider yourself as a living image of Edmund. Go to the next slide. And as we continue reflecting on this, you are invited to continue this mission in your school communities and in our world today and everywhere. We will keep creating images of Edmund like these children here in England have created. But more than that, creating the image of Edmund in our hearts and in all that we are doing. I have a poem here which I'd like to read for you, which I made on this day. Next slide. So we can listen to this poem reflectively and pause. The name of the poem is The Fire of Your Love. Creation whispers God is here. In wind and water, sky so clear. Though eyes may fail to see God's face, we feel God's hand, breath in time and space. The Spirit moves a silent guide, not in thunder, but inside. No voice that shouts, no blinding light, just quiet truth that feels so right. We do not see, yet still believe in every moment we receive. Through acts of love, through hands that give, in those who teach us how to live. Next slide, brother. We see you, Edmund, not in portraits or stone, but in the hearts that make your own. Men and women bold and kind, who carry fire and light the blind. The fire of justice calm and true, the flame of faith passed on through you. Through centuries and ages apart, your love still burns in every heart. We have schools across the world, and as part of the Edmund Rice Network today, you're invited to continue this legacy and to image Edmund in all that we do, in all that we say. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Grace. Thank
Mission for Array program of the Edmund Rice Schools of North America through various experiences, serving migrants and asylum seekers along the U.S.-Mexico border, have witnessed a daunting challenge of human rights concerns that migrants and their families face, both during and after their journey.
Christine says that she really loved the drawings the student made. Aisha, the Indian icon, and loves to collect the drawings and artworks from schools that show who Edmund is to our students. Ishan, the mosaic Irish icon. Sean, the Indian icon is amazing. Kilkenny, we were intrigued to see what he may have actually looked in the reconstruction. Thank you. Again, Indian icon, Maglin. The image of students learning under Edmund's example. A person who is giving, Arun. Samyak, the Indian icon is very relatable. That's an Indian student. Supriya, the students, Prakriti, the Indian icon, young children's image of Edmund, pictures for the children, the drawings of Edmund, also the poem so well versed with the life of Edmund, drawings and images of Edmund. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, thank you. And so we're now ready to move on to our first videos, okay? And to do that, I'm going to invite Mr. Billy Lynch, okay, from the Earth office to introduce the first two videos. Billy, I'll just share them in a moment, okay? Yeah.
Hi, everyone, and greetings from a very sunny Ireland today. So many of the schools were closed on Monday, so we're actually celebrating the Edmund Rice Feast Day throughout the week with different activities, and indeed it started off last Friday. We have 96 schools in Ireland, and one of the priorities of an Edmund Rice education is advocacy and social justice. So that happens in a number of ways. We have the youth ambassadors. We also have the Schools of Sanctuary program that we encourage our schools to get involved with. And we are delighted that we just have a new champion school. We have 7 champion schools of Schools of Sanctuary, and Drogheda CBS has just been announced as a champion school. We have 22 other schools that are under a journey to become a School of Sanctuary, and we have 6 schools who are engaging in the process. And a School of Sanctuary means that it's a place that is welcoming to everybody, irrespective of your background, of your country, and of your status. So it really fits in with the Edmund Rice ethos. And this year, many of our schools were working on different projects. They were working on homelessness, sustainability, and also on gender equality. And we took that lead from much of the work that was happening around the world, and indeed Grace's work in India there in that. So you're going to see some of the videos that have been sent in to us, and delighted to see so many Irish schools here today. We're going to start off just with Coláiste Riche, and it's Coláiste Éamon Riche. Éamon Riche is the Irish for Edmund Rice, and it just shows the work that they've been doing. This is Coláiste Riche in Dundalk. Yes.
Hello, today myself and the fellow members of the Coláiste Riche Advocacy Committee will talk to you about the importance of advocacy in our school community. Our advocacy committee plays a crucial role in creating awareness and highlighting the need for change.
All of our transition year students take part in a course of social justice. We feel that it is important that young people should have a good understanding of the injustices in the world. It is only with this understanding and awareness that we can advocate for real change. Some issues that we examine are the refugee crisis, the climate crisis, mental health, poverty, racism and gender equality.
Then during the month of March, the transition year students give presentations to all the junior classes in our school. This not only creates awareness of the issues, but it also lays the foundation of each of these students to expand their knowledge and understanding when they reach transition year.
This year we have begun the process of becoming a school of sanctuary, creating a safe and welcoming environment for young people coming from very difficult circumstances is very important, and we strongly believe all schools should strive to achieve this. All of our students and staff have pledged to help achieve this.
We work closely with Self-Help Africa. We have carried out fundraisers and they've conducted workshops some of the different years in our school in areas such as climate action, sustainable agriculture, food security, trade justice, gender equality and ethical fashion.
We have also created the Plant a Tree for Coláiste Riche programme, where we give each of our first years a sapling and ask them to plant it in their gardens or the garden of a relative. We do this with the Self-Help Africa Plant a Million Trees programme to help battle deforestation.
Malala Yousafzai said, "When the world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful." We strongly believe this in Coláiste Riche and look forward to being advocates for justice and equality in this world.
Great, thank you. And I suppose just a special thanks to all those who prepared the video, and also a special thanks to all the teachers and staff that have worked with them. The next video will be from one of our Irish-speaking schools, Coláiste Eoin. So you'll hear the Irish language there, and this is a bilingual one, and it focuses on the advocacy work on mental health. So over to you, Tina.
Díomh Cora, Mr. Lubingo, agus Mr. Sean Felipe. Is Dalty Bina Kuigwig, Coláiste Eoin, Neshka a new Rinnemer Factus has on cycle against suicide. So we are in Goyer Horse Shock, August Rohio Fat Tree Nomad. And Masking Young Clay, August Rohio De Hain, Valley were hard there, Mini Euro new. If you want to Dalty O'Clock, we'll do part to come up. Today we did a campaign for Cycle Against Suicide. Everyone brought in €2 and we all spent 3 minutes on the bike. We had mini games also, and the teachers took part as well. And we've raised around €1,000 for the charity so far. It's Catherine's a Cycle Against Suicide, current Dini Aaron Otis, Free Mayor Slancha. National target of the top Alde Hagen, National Sheet of Targetation Shin is Shock, Iglor Scoliota, Duhini Oga. Killian Shin Gumek, Sheets and Kurha Aaron Otis, National 5 and Atal Iron, Modern National Mayor Slancha, August Danish Nis Comporty, Nadine Augusho is Comporty come large schools. Cycle Against Suicide is a charity that raises awareness for mental health. With this investment, it will be able to put programs out that sets out to change culture and create a society that openly talks about mental health. Sean is Bains Fishna, August Green Grafana, of Latimer, August Mitchell Bains Tatnov, Asabag Rohio, August and Green, and the Ogden New.
I'm going to now, Billy, go to the North Mall. Okay, So we could maybe do the next one over there. Yeah.
Yes. So to Cork now and the North Monastery Coeducational Secondary School, who have done a wonderful video here there about advocacy.
Yeah, and many people. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to show the red card to racism. There are 8 codes that you need to follow in order to achieve this. Code 1. Choose to see, not to be blind. Imagine walking on with a blindfold. Yeah, I know. Code 2. Choose to listen, not to be deaf. You're walking and you step on dog poop. That's nasty. Yeah, and many people also tell you that there's dog poop, but you didn't listen because you were on your headphones. So listen to everyone and pay attention to your surroundings. Code 3. Choose to be feeling, not to be uncaring. You're walking home one day and you see a dog. Well, what do? You feed it. And this is how you're supposed to treat humans as well, with respect and integrity. Code 4. Choose to be active, not passive. I was sitting on the couch daily and every day and realized that I was getting fat. So I decided to start exercising and meet new friends and eventually touch grass. Code 5. I choose to love, not to hate. Imagine a life without any friends, family, or anyone. So that's the reason you should never hate anyone and take them out of your life, but love people and make friends with them. Code 6. Choose to include, not to exclude. Everyone is equal and no one is different. Yes, there may be a difference between you and them, but that doesn't mean you exclude them. We have to make friends with everyone. Code 7. Choose to welcome change, not to fear. It is up to us to choose to make this world a better place and say no to racism to make this world a better place. Code 8. Choose to live in a caring, inclusive, equal, and a diverse world.
Okay, and here we have Pramo with us. Can you please, is this?
Arts Connemara and Tremor, yes.
Yeah, okay. If they can kindly put their hands up, please, then I can. Okay, thank you. Over to you to just introduce them, Bill.
So next up we have a large school in Tremor who are very involved in youth ambassadors, and I see Keelan there with us, and they'll talk about their work in the school.
As part of our community, our work is to raise.
Hi, my name is Chloe.
Hi, my name is Tweena.
And hi, my name is Reem. We're all members of the Peace and Justice group at Arts Connemara. As part of our community, our work is to raise awareness about the social justice issues in our community around the world. So I'm going to hand you over to Chloe to talk about the homelessness in Belfast.
As part of our homelessness advocacy programme, we travelled to Belfast to get an insight on what homelessness is like. We went to the People's Kitchen to serve them breakfast and connect with them. We also went to the Roseman Centre where we got to speak to recovering addicts about their journey. Now I'm going to pass you on to Tweena to speak about the Water for Life campaign.
Our Peace and Justice group has been advocating for the humanitarian crisis in the Middle East. We've been doing this by continuing our Water for Life campaign from last year into this year. Our campaign included peer teaching in which Peace and Justice members went into religion classes to highlight our campaign and spread awareness on the issue. We also had a Wear Blue Day to raise money for UNICEF. Our work is in the hope of a peaceful resolution to this conflict. Now I'm going to hand you over to Rian to speak about Geneva.
So I was privileged to have the opportunity to go to Geneva in Switzerland. On our visits, we visited Human Rights Council, the Holy Seaside event, and the Red Cross Museum, which gave massive insight into the high levels of advocacy over there and around the world. The Red Cross Museum promotes an understanding of the history, current events, and challenges of humanitarian aid. Holy Seaside event talked about the depth of developing countries being cancelled and part of the Jubilee year.
Today we are honouring the Blessed Feast of Edmund Rice, and we are continuing his legacy through our work. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Okay, and now we're just going to take a moment, all right, before English schools, and while we're doing that, I'm going to invite you once again in the chat box. Okay, any highlights, anything that stays with you from the videos of the work being done in schools that you just watched. So just giving you a minute to do that. While they're doing that, Anne, is St. Mary's College Liverpool over here?
I'm not sure if they're on live.
Okay. What about St. Ambrose?
The college is there, not the prep school though. But I have 2 live schools.
Okay. So if you'd like to spotlight them, then please go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Grace, if anything comes up on this chat over there, you don't have to read it all, but anything that just stays with you also.
Yeah, many people have appreciated the codes. The video has been much appreciated, and also the work that is being done, the ability to raise funds, the work in greening the campus, and students creating the schools as sanctuary is also one thing which has appealed to people in this platform. The focus on racism and the peace and of the justice and group, excellent. The codes video has been somehow liked a lot, and it's amazing because it was really appealing. Then all the campaigns, like especially water for all, has been appreciated by our participants. So it's amazing to see.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, brother. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. So Anne, over to you now.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce our live schools first. So lovely to see everybody this afternoon. It's afternoon over here in England. Fantastic to see so many participants from all over the world. We have 4 schools participating today from England. 2 are live and 2 have sent videos. So I'm going to go firstly to St Anselm's College in Birkenhead, in the northwest of England. Their Edmund Rice International Staff Lead is Mr. Aaron Kearney, who is the school chaplain, so thank you for his work. And our speakers today are Jack Hall and a newly elected ERI Group President, Oberon Kearney. So over to them.
Oh, 1 minute. I'll give you permission to unmute yourself. Sorry about that. Okay. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay. Where do I go for this? Just a moment. Okay. Host tools. Okay.
I've asked you to
Okay, you should be able.
Yes.
Over to you.
Hello. So as you may know, on the 8th of December, it is Human Rights Day. And in our weekly sessions, we've discussed human rights on each day leading up in Advent. And we've looked at the importance of human rights, specifically I went on a trip to Geneva and we visited the human rights room at the Geneva building. So I told the group about my trip there and discussed human rights specifically during that trip.
Yeah, and then recently in the United Kingdom, they're trying to pass a bill in the government about assisted dying and euthanasia. And we've basically been pestering our member of parliament, our representative in government to well vote against it really. And we had our member of parliament in Alison McGovern, we had her in to school, and she basically just talked to us about being a member of parliament, and we basically made a very clear opposition that we oppose this is the dying bill. And so yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Thank you to St Anselm's in Birkenhead. Hopefully we still have St Ambrose College here. I know it's getting towards the end of the school day in England. I'm just looking through the list to see if they are here. If they can raise their hand, we might be able to see them easier. St Ambrose College, if they are here. Tino, do you see them?
Yeah, I do. I'm just going to highlight them.
To see you all. So St Ambrose College is near Manchester, and they are one of our Edmund Rice schools in England. I'd like to thank their staff members who run the group, Mr. Murray particularly, and I'm going to hand over to student Barney Marr, who's going to speak on behalf of his group.
Hi, so this year the Edmund Rice Committee at St Ambrose, we've been committed to making a meaningful impact in our school and wider community by focusing on the issue of homelessness and promoting social justice. We began the year with a unique opportunity to meet with Andy Burnham, who's the Mayor of Greater Manchester. In that meeting, we discussed youth activism, the role of education in driving social change, and how young people can influence policy and attitudes towards homelessness. Following that, we worked hard to raise awareness within our own school. We delivered assemblies and educational presentations to different year groups, helping to inform students about the causes and consequences of homelessness, and encouraging empathy and action within our community. As part of this, we created a striking homelessness awareness display, which we'll place outside the school to visually represent the issue and keep it present in the minds of our school community. We also took practical action. We've organised a food bank collection, encouraging donations from students and staff, which were then distributed to local families in need. We've even hosted a sleep out event, giving participants a small insight into the hardships faced by rough sleepers, while raising awareness as well. In December, some of us took part in a powerful homelessness awareness trip to Belfast. There we engaged with local organisations along with the Edmund Rice office in Belfast, learning about different approaches to tackling homelessness, and then we reflected on how we can apply that back home. To round off our year of action, we wrote to our local MP, raising concerns about homelessness in our area and calling for stronger government support and preventative measures. Through all of this, the Edmund Rice Committee have tried to live out our values, standing in solidarity with those on the margins and being a voice for justice. It's been a year of learning, reflection and action, and we're proud of the steps we've taken so far as a school.
Thank you so much, St Ambrose. Well spoken, thank you very much. We also had from England 2 videos. So I would like to introduce 2 other Edmund Rice schools from England who've sent videos in. So our first one is St Mary's College in Liverpool, which is a mixed senior school, which has a very proactive Edmund Rice International student group. Each year they run amazing campaigns, they engage with the national and global network really well, and they elect passionate, energetic youth ambassadors. In fact, St Mary's are hosting a human rights and advocacy conference for middle school students from around our national network later this month, when we will be writing a submission on child rights for the UN together. And the group is expertly led by Mr. Ray Lee.
Hi! We are the Edmund Rice Initiative from St Mary's College Crosby, and today we'd like to talk to you about what charitable works we've been doing the past year.
As a part of the ERI, we all went down to Nazareth House, which is a nursing home near to our school in Crosby. It was around Christmas time, so we decorated as a group different baubles and Christmas decorations to give to the older people in the nursing home. We also gave them mince pies, and it was a great opportunity for us to make connections and help our wider society.
Recently this Easter we raised money for Swaka and CAFOD by pupils bringing in Easter eggs to give out to the charities for children who might not be able to have Easter eggs this Easter. And then we also did a hamper full of 2 big baskets of Easter eggs, collecting money off the children over the week just before Easter break, and then we drew the raffle ticket in the assembly for 2 winners.
During Christmas we ran the 5km Santa Dash in Liverpool, and the sponsorships we received we gave it to women in South Africa, so schools can be built for them. For the Whitechapel Company, we did a clothing drive, so everyone would donate their old clothes. And in St. Anne's, we had a few singers and pianists to play music to people and raise money.
As part of the Easter egg collection initiative, we managed to raise £800 to buy 145 chickens for people in drought-affected areas in Africa in order so they can gain economic stability by selling the eggs.
During the time when Zoe's Place, a local charity in Liverpool, was about to close down, we took it upon ourselves to raise awareness and raise money. We therefore sold ribbons around the school, which were yellow, and went around the forms in the morning selling sweets and ribbons to raise awareness and raise money for Zoe's Place, and it actually worked because a collective group in Liverpool have now managed to make Zoe's Place stay.
Thank you for listening. Bye!
Okay, our next school from England is a prep school, so it's a primary school. We don't hear a lot in terms of advocacy from our primary sector, but I'm proud to say that the primary schools in England do a lot in terms of their advocacy work. This school is St Ambrose Prep, a primary school in Manchester. Two amazing groups will be heard from in this video, the advocacy group and the Edmund Rice Awards group. The commitment of these wonderful young people to making our world a kinder and more accepting place is a true reflection of the Edmund Rice mission alive today. Their inspirational teachers are Mrs. Ellis and Mrs. Fielding.
Hi, we are members of Justice Society St Ambrose Prep School and would like to tell you about our advocacy work. Our group is made up of pupils from different year groups across the school, and we meet once a week. We learn about human rights, especially children's rights, and we try to raise awareness in our community.
Last year we made a short film about the environment and how climate change affects people in the global south. This year we have been asking for donations and raising money for a local homeless charity called Don't Walk Past. We also wanted to raise awareness of human rights in our school and have made comics about human rights issues for other children in our school to read.
We have been participating in the Edmund Rice Award, and we have been talking to refugees who have visited our school. We learned how some people don't have the same standard of living as us and may have had very long, hard journeys to get here.
The refugees we met with were from Eritrea. They told us that they left Eritrea due to dictatorship, and one boy had spent 2 years trying to come to the UK. We are currently planning on an outreach project that we will present at the Edmund Rice Awards in the summer.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
So thank you, Anne, for introducing those schools. And now we're going to go to India, and we'll first start with St. Edmund's, and then we will go to St. Vincent's. So I'm going to invite Grace now, okay, to introduce these schools for us. Over to you, Grace.
Yes, thank you, brother. We have 16 schools in India who are part of the social justice program. And we do this program through embedding justice in our curriculum, through our student-led initiatives, student groups, and our teachers who are trained in justice. We have 7 videos today. We'll start with the first 3. The first video is from a school situated in the northeast of India, St. Edmund School, Shillong, and the youth ambassador there is Vedwan Ghosh, and the teacher in charge, Afruza. So over to you, brother. You can play this video.
Okay, thank you, Grace. If they can, if these schools or someone from the school is online, kindly raise your hand so that we can spotlight you. Thank you.
With the advent of a new academic session, our school and Social Justice Club have already started to work for bringing change. We initiated this year's journey with a morning session on autism spectrum disorder, which was held on the 2nd of April 2025. Additionally, 16 students from the senior and middle section volunteered for a cleaning drive led by Operation Cleanup, aiming to clean.
I have 4 hands that have gone up, but all your videos are off. I cannot spotlight you if your videos are off. So you need to put your videos on. Thank you.
The Kaliyar River. Moreover, the annual sports day of the school, which will be held this week on the 16th of April, will be featuring the participation of children with disabilities from the Bethany Society and Jyoti Sroth in events such as flat race and obstacle race. Social Justice Club, along with students from classes 5 to 12, are joining forces to organize and felicitate the school's support staff on International Workers' Day, that is on the 1st of May 2025. Even though our session has only started, we undoubtedly want to use this year to its fullest potential to make a change and will be happy to share a part of it with all of you. Thank you.
That was St. Edmunds, Shillong. We have the next video from St. Vincent's, and this is a school situated again in the east of India from Asansol. And we have Hardik Seth here who's presenting the video. Mr. Pratik is a mentor for the Edmund Rice program, and I again request you to raise your hand and we'll spotlight you. So this is St. Vincent's.
Just following these spotlights.
Of the ERI Youth Ambassador Tibet.
At the CCB Annual Sports Tournament 2024, we performed a Nukkad Natak to raise awareness about human trafficking and violation of basic human rights. We showcased problems like child kidnapping, gender bias, and political apathy. It was our way of using street theatre to advocate for change and awaken the society.
The 2 days workshop organized at St. Vincent's and St. Patrick's was really impactful for our students. The seminar was on various topics such as gender equality, human rights and violence. This 2 days workshop beaconed the other 17 schools of Asansol and on encouraging gender equality in their respective schools as well as other places.
A pandal hopping event was planned during Durga Puja for the underprivileged children from the Feed Foundation and Asha Niketan. We visited beautifully decorated stalls, shared snacks and created joyful memories together. The event ended with heartfelt thanks and smiles all around. It was a truly touching experience that reminded us the power of inclusion and compassion.
On Independence Day, we visited a 35-year-old Sisters of Charity, which is a welfare home near our school. The sisters there welcomed people with open arms who were left by their family and ignored by the society. We got the opportunity to interact with them and share a few gifts as well. Our school also organized a Just Feed, whose main motto was to foster a sense of inclusivity and equality among underprivileged children. On 25th January 2025, we, the social justice students, guided by our teachers, collected woolen clothes from our school meets and distributed to the needy at the relay station. The smiles and gratitude of the recipients were heartwarming. This act of kindness reminded everyone that even small efforts bring warmth, hope, and humanity.
Next up is St. Columbus School from Delhi. We have Syed Atif Jamal, Ishan, Harshan, and Rishant, the ambassadors who will be presenting here. Mrs. Anukor, the mentor, is the one who's here in the meet as well, I think, and she's been leading the group.
Greetings everyone. I am Syed Atif Jamal, a student and more importantly an ERI Youth Ambassador from St. Columbus School, New Delhi. Keeping up with our agenda of the Edmund Rice International, we at St. Columbus have been hosting the Justice Meet, the Edmund Rice Justice Meet, since 2020. Last year marked the 5th edition of our meet, and the topic that we had chosen was the 5th SDG, gender equality. All in all, we hosted 12 workshops, reached out to 89 schools all across India and abroad, and impacted nearly 200 teachers and 1,000 students internationally. At the end of the event, we encouraged other schools and their students to take up their own impact projects and initiatives. In the end, we had around 30 submissions on individual projects that were taken up by other schools. The impact was momentous, and we look forward to drive even greater change with our Justice Meet this year. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. We are the youth ambassadors of the St. Columbus Middle School. Over the last year, as youth ambassadors, we have participated in a number of initiatives which change our perspective of the world.
One of these initiatives was the residential meet. In this, students from Christian Brothers schools all over India came to our school and we discussed about human rights and child rights. We also took a walk from our school to Connaught Place wearing the lens of justice and saw the inequalities prevalent among us as a society.
The next initiative is the Clean and Green Classroom, which motivated students to keeping their school surroundings clean. We did this by rewarding a PTE to the cleanest classroom between two classes. We saw immense results, noticing that the school society was generally cleaner.
More recently, we had the climate meets. Students from around Delhi came to our school to learn about climate change and its effects. Members of certain organizations came and taught us about the causes and solutions to climate change. We also learned how to prepare small potted plants and about kitchen gardens.
So thank you, Grace, for leading that. And now we're moving on to South Africa. Okay, and we have St. Thomas Aquinas first. And I'm going to, if anyone from St. Thomas is over there, I'm going to invite you to kindly raise your hand, as well as please remember to put on your video, otherwise I can't. Okay, Colleen is over there, right, Colleen? Okay. Uh, all right. So I'll play this video now.
And Social Justice Initiative, also known as the Justice Desk, are dedicated to promoting equality, understanding, and community involvement. On Tuesday, the 25th of March, the Justice Desk visited a school to donate books as part of our Right to Education campaign. Here we told the story of the three little pigs, with the moral being that we should build a firm foundation using education so that we can have an unshakable future. We sang some songs, then broke up into groups and read a few books together. We believe it was a memorable afternoon, and we plan to go back again, hopefully before exams begin. On the 4th of March, the Justice Desk had a high school assembly where we educated our peers about our reactions to social justice and injustices, using an activity we learned during the ERSCC conference. We also encouraged them to be active in creating change at school and in our communities.
We will find one world, one family, one humankind. For 70 years from now, if we don't ensure everyone's human rights, somehow, if we continue to live in a world where human rights are barefoot, there won't be any humans left.
Working through our Justice Desk curriculum with our school's Catholic values, we hope to enhance our school's knowledge, as well as engagement regarding social justice, human rights, and advocacy by collaborating with our students and local schools. With anti-bullying being the topic of Term 2, we hope to have conversation circles with each grade to understand the cause of bullying and how to eliminate it, as well as conversation circles to understand our mental health better. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we go to CBS Mount Edmund, Pretoria. Okay. And I see Cheryl has put up her hand. Thank you, Cheryl.
Brother Tino, GCM Cork Island has to leave now, but they're saying they had a wonderful
Good
time.
afternoon. My name is Tandama Kashwane and I'm attending CBC Mount Edmund. I'm currently in grade 11 and I am part of the Edmund Rice Society, which focuses on injustice and advocacy. One of the very successful campaigns that we have run is the Children's Rights Campaign, because we believe that every child matters and every child should know their rights, and in doing so, know their responsibilities.
For our Children's Right campaign, we had a peaceful protest followed by a Children's Right assembly.
In my school in South Africa, we practice eco-justice. For example, we ran multiple Earth Day campaigns, including a Close to Good campaign, which helps prevent clothing from ending up in landfills and provides job opportunities for marginalized mothers to provide for their families. We also plant both trees and speckworms to release more oxygen into the atmosphere and pick up litter in our communities to reduce the pollution.
On Earth Day, we raised awareness of ways to protect the earth. We then collected over 300 bags for Clothes to Good. We also planted trees to promote eco-justice more. And we collect litter around the school to have a clean environment.
In South Africa, gender-based violence is a pressing issue that's been on the rise. At our school, we hold gender-based violence campaigns that focus on highlighting the red flags that might warn you of you being in a situation where gender-based violence is happening to you. We also encourage people in our school to speak out against gender-based violence and seek help.
We've also had a Saving the Bees campaign. We sometimes do outreaches to different locations. Our staff members have had a SDG training. 4 of our students went to a CC rally. Driven by passionate learners, we make a difference by raising awareness. Together, we make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you to our schools from South Africa. We'll come back to some of them again later. At the moment, I'm now going to go to the Americas, okay? And now I'm going to invite Sean. Okay, Sean, if you can just kindly put up your hand also. Thank you. I've got you over there. Okay. All right. So Sean, if you can just introduce the 2 schools, we'll start with Iona Prep.
Sure, yeah, thank you, Tino. And it's great to see that we have a number of our North American schools on today's call joining us live. I see representatives from Vancouver College in Canada, St. Lawrence High School in Chicago, Illinois, and then we have Iona Preparatory School and Iona University, which are both here in New York, and we'll be seeing 2 videos from those schools. So I'm going to just briefly say that the Edmund Rice Christian Brothers North America province has been working with advocacy in many different ways in recent years. Each of our 16 schools in North America has 3 to 4 students who serve as Action Youth Ambassadors. These students are inducted at a retreat at the beginning of each academic year, and then they're tasked with raising awareness of various human rights issues and hosting campaigns related to human rights and advocacy throughout the year. In recent years, these campaigns have included advocacy work related to homelessness, the rights of refugees and migrants and asylum seekers, environmental advocacy, gun control, anti-racism, and more. The first video that we'll see today will highlight the work from these student youth ambassadors from Iona Preparatory School in New York. The 3 students, Maddie, Lucius, and Danny, have really done an amazing job this year in raising awareness of issues related to homelessness. They held an advocacy sleep out to raise awareness of homelessness back in November, and they've advocated for justice and supported people with chronic illnesses. So a big thank you to Iona Prep and to their leader, Christine Chana, who has for many years been an ardent supporter of advocacy throughout the Edmund Rice Network. So Tina, we can start our first video.
Hi, everybody from Iona Prep in the United States, where we are called to serve. We are happy to be here. We want to say hello to everybody around the world. We're working on student advocacy at our school, prayerfully striving for presence, liberation, and compassion in the charism of Blessed Edmund Rice. And we've been blessed enough to be able to collaborate with schools across the network on the Mission Peru program and the Mission Brownsville program. And maybe we've seen you at one of those mission trips. This year, we started solidarity with the marginalized who have been made homeless in our local area with a collaborative sleep out soup kitchen event that Iona Prep Action joined the 2024 Edmund Rice Network Global Day of Action on Homelessness. Were you involved in that? It's possible your school had an event in solidarity with schools around the world to help the homeless. We also were lucky enough to join a 4-school collaboration to clean up a park in the Bronx. We hosted at our school the Edmund Rice Education Beyond Borders Board of Directors, and our advocacy ambassadors got to present to them on our net zero carbon neutral project, and even played a leadership role at this year's Action Leadership Workshop, where we hosted in our local area schools from Ireland, from Argentina, from Uruguay, and from schools around North America, including Canada. This was a great solidarity workshop where we learned some leadership skills to take back to our schools. Now remember, we do need everyone to work together in this network and outside of this network to do all the good we can do. Remembering that we cannot do all the good the world needs, but the world does need all the good that we can do, and so we persist. And these students working here in a garden will be joining us on the call today from Iona Prep in New Rochelle, New York. We want to say thank you for inviting us. Can't wait to get started.
So thank you to Iona Prep and their great work on advocacy this year. Unfortunately, like I put in the chat, they have their examinations today, so they couldn't make our call. Our second video today comes from one of our students, Adrian Vasquez. He's a sophomore student at Iona University. Adrian, I saw you on the call. If you could raise your hand so I could just spotlight you and we can see you. Adrian, this year, let me see, there you are. Okay, thanks, Adrian. So this year, Adrian has had the opportunity, he's been intimately involved with Iona's Model United Nations Club, which participates in different competitions and conferences and raises awareness on Iona's campus of concerns related to human rights. Specifically, they've worked on campaigns related to the war in Gaza, as well as gender-based and domestic violence projects. This spring, Adrian has participated in an internship that was sponsored by Edmund Rice International, and he's had the chance to visit the United Nations in New York City and sit in on various meetings there. Adrian has also spent this spring semester researching and learning about the rights of migrants and asylum seekers, and he's helped to contribute to Edmund Rice International's written submission to the upcoming Universal Periodic Review of the United States. I'll also like to mention here Dr. Sharon Williams, who works with the Model United Nations Club. I know that she's on the call as well. So Dr. Williams, if you're available, just want to give you a shout out as well.
My name is Adrian Vasquez, and I participated in the 2024 to 2025 cohort for the Edmund Rice International Independent Study, overseen at Iona University by Sean D'Alfonso. During my time participating in the independent study here, I was able to research migrants and asylee concerns in the United States within the context of the United Nations Human Rights Council. My research discussed areas such as due process rights for migrants and asylees and conditions within immigration detention centers within the United States. I specifically focused on issues ranging from the use of the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 and the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952, as well as issues with conditions within Guantanamo Bay. What I found most useful about the independent study was formulating policy recommendations for the United States, such as recommending conventions to be approved by the United States, as well as concrete steps to be taken by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as well as the Department of Health and Human Services, to better accommodate migrants and asylees and ensure that their human rights are not violated or abridged. Moreover, I found this independent study useful because it taught me how to become an advocate within the context of the United States. I found this independent study especially useful because it gave me the tools to effectively conduct policy research, become an informed advocate with respect to international issues relating to immigration. I found this independent study particularly useful because it taught me how to be an informed advocate. I learned how to conduct effective policy research and make concrete policy recommendations to ensure compliance with international human rights. As I am already interested in Model United Nations, the Edmund Rice International Independent Study allowed me to further expand my policy research skills and allowed me to effectively gain the confidence to make policy recommendations on human rights issues. I sincerely thank Iona University and Sean D'Alfonso for giving me the opportunity to participate in this independent study and become a more informed and global citizen.
So thank you, Adrian, for your work this semester. And I also just want to highlight Brother Kevin Cawley from Edmund Rice International, who also made this internship happen, as well as Dr. Williams. So.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sharon. And thank you, Adrian.
I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones. Early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine, we're gonna start moving towards that separating line. I'm wading through muddy waters. You know I gotta make up mind. And I don't mind if I lose any blood on the way to salvation. And I fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on.
Yes, we have two videos coming up, one from St. Joseph's Nainital and the second from Providence School, Shillong. The first video is presented by Manas Joshi, the mentor is Ms. Jyotsna, and the second is by Iba Kodor and mentor Mrs. Mada. So basically, students are out here explaining what they have done in their justice teams, and more you will see that there are amazing ideas coming up. And thank you. Even as I was reading, there's so much of interest in the ideas that are generated. So the next two schools, I'm sure, will offer more. So over to St. Joseph's Nainital's video.
Thank you, Grace. And once again, may I remind all schools, okay, if you're present, if anyone from that school is present, kindly put your video on and raise your hand so that I can spotlight you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Manas Joshi, Youth Ambassador of the Edmund Rice International Organization from St. Joseph's College, Nainital. And it is an honor to present the ERI Ambassador's Report, which is a reflection of our commitment to justice, unity, and humanity. Our journey began with a powerful candle march in the solemn remembrance of the R.G. Carr Medical College rape and murder case. As we walked from Malital to Talital, we carried not just candles, but a message of peace, protest, and an unyielding demand for justice. At the statue of Mahatma Gandhi, we stood in silence, honoring both the victim and Gandhiji's enduring legacy of nonviolence. We followed this with an online questionnaire inspired by the United Nations Human Rights Council, where we voiced our views on global justice and human rights, proving that every voice, regardless of the age, matters in shaping a better world. Next, we conducted a local field survey, engaging our teachers and mentors. Their insights enriched our understanding of the community's issues and reinforced the idea that advocacy begins at home. One of our most impactful initiatives, though, was the Social Justice Meet that was based on the principles of gender equality, where we collaborated with neighboring schools to engage in meaningful dialogue, raising awareness, and standing united against social injustices. It was a powerful testament to unity in diversity. These initiatives are more than just events, they are stepping stones towards becoming aware and empathetic, active citizens. We've learned that change starts with awareness and that we, as the youth, can and must be the voice for justice and equality. Thank you.
I'm afraid I don't have Providence over there, okay, but I'll play that a little later, Grace, okay? And
No problem.
Providence, I will play your video a little later, but now I'm going to invite Lolita Jude, okay, to kindly share her screen after I stop sharing mine.
Greetings to all. On behalf of Holy Cross Anglo-Indian Higher Secondary School, Headmistress, Sister Celine, I, Mrs. Lolita Jude, thank you for this opportunity. The motto of our school is love and serve. So whatever we do is directed towards our motto. Social justice and human rights form part of our service, for which we follow a strategy. We provide students with an awareness on social issues. We give them exposure to practice what we preach, and also an opportunity to ensure that social justice is given to the rightful. As part of providing awareness, NGOs and governmental organizations are invited to educate the students on the same. We provide awareness on social and environmental issues, health and hygiene, self-defense, and skill development. Students are given practice to research and present their projects on social justice and human rights. Finally, students are given the opportunity to actually meet, interact, and become aware of the real world situation and the role they ought to play to make things better and build a just world. Some of the activities are awareness program for parents, social service at orphanages and homes for the aged, organizing free eye camp, cleanliness drives like beach cleaning that we had done this year, preservation of heritage sites, and tree plantation. Thus, our students learn to be responsible individuals who can change the world. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much for joining our program. Okay, this is a school that is belongs to the Holy Cross of Chavano Sisters, one of their schools, and we're very happy to have you joining us today. Thank you. Now I'm going to go, Grace, I'm going to now go to Providence, so we'll just have them now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of our school, Providence Shillong, I, Iba Cordor, I'm happy to share a short video showcasing our ongoing justice and advocacy work in our school. This video gives you a glimpse on how we, as students, are becoming more aware, responsible, and committed to building a fairer world. Number 1. Recycling paper. Our school has paper making as a part of our vocational training, where we recycle paper using old clothes, jute, and waste paper. The recycled handmade paper is used for making items like envelopes, cards, bookmarks in art and craft department. We also make paper baskets and paper bags to reuse. These activities help to follow the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Number 2. Behavior change activity. As part of our school's No Plastic initiative, the school has banned the use of single-use plastic in school. Teachers monitor if students follow this rule daily. At the end of every month, the classes are ranked based on how well they follow it. Number 3. Bokashi composting. Last year, our school introduced Bokashi composting as an eco-friendly way to manage food waste. Bokashi is a method that uses natural microorganisms to ferment kitchen waste in a selected container. It is clean, smell-free, and even allow composting of cooked food, dairy, and meat, unlike traditional composting methods. Number 4. Zero Discrimination Day. Our school observed Zero Discrimination Day on the 7th of March 2025 to spread awareness about equality and respect. Students were introduced to the meaning of discrimination and the different ways people can be treated unfairly. A group discussion followed where students shared personal experiences related to discrimination in or outside school. The session was concluded with 2 activities: Wall of Kindness and Palm Impression activity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we're going back to Africa, and we're going to Zambia, and we're going to Livingston, and we're going to St. Raphael's School over there. So this is St. Raphael's in Livingston, Zambia.
My name is Shamaka.
Hello boys, and welcome to the interview. My name is Emily Chidad.
My name is Shamaka Emmanuel, one of the youth ambassadors from St. Raphael's Secondary School with the post of secretary.
My name is Costa Rubasi, one of the youth ambassadors from St. Raphael's Secondary School with the post of chairperson.
Thank you. As youth ambassador of Justice Desk, how do you do in terms of advocacy?
So in our school, we care for the environment and we sensitize people on the importance of caring of the environment and promoting human rights.
Okay, thank you so much. How do you reach out to people outside your school?
We're given a slot, a radio station where we go there every Sunday from 15 hours to 18 hours. So we'll use that same opportunity to reach out to people who are outside the school, because the radio coverage is not only limited in Livingston, but it's also available in other districts.
Okay, thank you so much. Apart from those speech presentations that you do to reach out to people, how broad is your advocacy?
So we reach out to people in form of drama and arts, where we come up with beautiful posters which consist of many different types of human rights, and we also come up with different plays that sensitize and educate people of the injustices that take place in our society.
Our advocacy is not only limited in our country, but we also went a step further by by taking our advocacy to reach out to people who are in different countries. When we had a trip to Zimbabwe to participate in a Model United Nations competition, where we had many people from different countries from the southern region of Africa. So we sensitized about human rights and taught on how to care for the environment, giving them a message to send back to the people when they go back to their countries.
Beautiful. Okay, what challenges do you face, and what do you do about those challenges?
So one of the challenges that we've been facing is that there are a lot of injustices that take place in society, and when these people report these injustices to the local authorities, for instance, when they report these injustices to the police, no action is put in place. So the same people come back to us again complaining and asking us for help, so like we do not know how to help them.
So we tried to go to the Ministry of Justice to get help, but the procedures were too long because we do not have any power. So we'd request the entire Justice Desk to give us a legal desk where we'd report cases in order for further actions to be done. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Abila Pius, and I am happy to share how our school is engaging with social justice and advocacy through the Edmund Rice Action Club. So far, we have created spaces for students to learn about human rights and the sustainable development goals, using discussions, creative activities, and real-life issues to inspire action. One of our key highlights was a silent climate march addressing deforestation, with students carrying placards in both English and Hausa, amplifying the message of caring for our common home. Looking ahead, we have plans to train teachers on the rights of the child, advocacy and justice, helping to integrate these values more deeply in our teaching. For students, we are organizing a training and campaign that will strengthen their voices and commitment to justice. We will also mark Children's Day with songs and performances that call on parents and leaders to invest in quality education and uphold the rights of every child. Through the Edmund Rice Action Club, we are building a culture of justice, peace, and active advocacy, right here in our school and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you. That particular presentation was from from a Presentation Brothers school in Nigeria. And as you're aware, the Presentation Brothers and the Christian Brothers have the same founder, Blessed Edmund Rice. So thank you very much. Now we're going to a school in Sierra Leone, Freetown, St. Ambrose Academy. Okay, so let's listen into them.
Uphold the safeguarding policy in our school. So therefore, all students and teachers must have to sign to the safeguarding policy. Thank you.
Our school is a safe environment for both students and teachers. Therefore, the environment is safe for both learners and workers. Thank you.
In our school, anyone who is found breaking this law is punished severely. Teachers are not allowed to fall in love with students or touch them in specific areas which are private to the body. Neither students are allowed to touch fellow students. So in our school, sexual abuse is not found and our school is free from sexual abuse. Thank you.
Neglect is dangerous and it is disallowed in our school, because if neglect is allowed in our school, it will jeopardize the school environment and thereby ruin the safeguarding policy rules.
Our school does not encourage any emotional abuse from students or teachers. This simply means a student should not take advantage of another student, and also a teacher should not take advantage of a student.
There is no physical abuse
is allowed in our school community. As long as the safeguarding policy is concerned, all students should have equal rights, equal treatment, and equal opportunities. Thank you.
In terms of safety, raising awareness, charity, advocacy, human rights, and social justice, this paper might be blank, but it symbolizes the peace, unity, justice, and cleanliness in our school. It encompasses all these principles and also ensure that students are safe from physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, and cyberbullying. Thank you.
Cyberbullying is prohibited from all students and teachers. This simply means taking unwanted photos or videos of people in the Great St. Samuel's Academy is highly prohibited and it is a crime.
On behalf of the school, we want to thank the Christian brothers for raising us this awareness in our school. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, and now we're going to another school in Zambia in Mongu. All right, St. John's Mongu. Okay, thank you for all those who are still on this call. We've just gone over the time, but thank you for staying. There are just a couple of more videos, and then those who would like to speak and share, we will give you a chance. Okay, so do
Ambassadors from
wait.
Zambia, Western Province, Mongu. My name is Ethel Senda and I am doing grade 10. What we have been doing to promote justice and uphold human rights. To start with, justice and human rights are very much related. I would define justice as giving a person what he or she deserves, and human rights, these are rights inherent to every human being in the world regardless of their sex, age, color, race, or nationality. We cannot promote justice without upholding human rights.
My name is Grace Maswa and I'm also doing grade 10. We have so far promoted justice through songs, poems, drama, and posters about human rights. This we have done during commemoration of Edmund Rice Day, when hosting special visitors, as well as during presentation, gifts by charitable works, and exchange visits during Edmund Rice schools.
My name is Muhao Simbulo and I'm doing grade 11. I have few posters confirming what the first two speakers have said. These are posters about human rights campaigns during the commemoration of Edmund Rice Day. As you can see, these are one of the posters that I'm talking about. Meanwhile, we also have posters where we had exchange visits by St. Raphael's and St. Edmund.
My name is Maswabi Samuel, I'm doing grade 11. Our future plans on promoting justice are not very much different from what we have been doing. All we need is just to make an improvement on what we are doing. For example, making more presentations during school assemblies, open days, during the end of year party for the grade 12 pupils, as well as during the commemoration of Edmund Rice Day.
Thank you. And now, Grace, we go back to India and we go to St. John's and to St. Patrick's. If you introduce them, please.
Yes, thank you, brother. We have St. John's High School, Chandigarh, now presenting. Kabir is here from St. John, and Mrs. Anjali Newton is the mentor. And sorry, you couldn't see me. And the next video after St. John's, Chandigarh, is from St. Patrick's School, Asansol. And Mrs. Rosalind is the mentor of the Edmund Rice group there. And Chehek Kaur will be presenting the video and the events that the school has undertaken. So if they are here, Chehek, if you're here, and Kabir, please raise your hand, and the mentors as well, and we'll highlight you.
Greetings everyone. Today I, Kabir Gulati, Youth Ambassador from Class 10 at St. John's High School, will provide you all with the insights about initiatives undertaken by our school regarding justice and advocacy. We have had numerous drives, campaigns and events with justice and advocacy as their focal points over the past months. We have had plastic and e-waste collection drives in which we have collected one-time use plastic and electronic waste and have sent them to an NGO to get them recycled. We have held a massive ration collection drive with the help of the members of the Social Justice, NSS and Interact clubs. The entire school participated in this drive by donating essential commodities to people in need. The collection was later distributed in a local slum area. Members of the Social Justice group also participated in an awareness campaign in which they made paper bags to spread awareness about the harmful effects of one-time use plastic. Another wonderful initiative is the Pass It Forward initiative, in which students donated their old books and uniforms to other children in need. A blank paper drive also took place in our school. In this, students removed blank pages from their notebooks at the end of the session, and these pages were then bound into fresh notebooks. We hope that the efforts made by St. John's to uplift the spirit of justice and advocacy have inspired you all to do good to others around you as well.
Warm greetings to everyone across the globe. I'm Chehek from St. Patrick's Higher Secondary School, Asansol, and it's been both a joy and a privilege to serve as one of the youth ambassadors of our school. I'm truly grateful for the opportunity to share our experience on a platform dedicated to human rights, social justice, and meaningful changes. It has been an honor to attend the global sessions organized by ERI. Through these Zoom meetings, we could easily connect with the young, passionate youth ambassadors across the globe, each offering a unique perspective and a shared commitment to justice. These meetings also prepared us for the Human Rights Report Card initiative, where we critically evaluated our country's score on the human rights performance. This process pushed us to research deeply and also to reflect critically. On July 3rd, we had a regional meet with the youth ambassadors across India. This led to an exchange of ideas which broadened our mind and also inspired us to take action. In December, we had our very first residential meet, a vibrant mixture of creativity, culture, and dialogue. There we were put in groups to work on case study, explore tools for advocacy, and also to record our own oral statement, an experience that I'll always cherish. Our powerful performance by the Pratyek group reminded us how art can serve as a voice to justice. What stood out most was realizing that we are not alone. While connecting with the peers across the region and nation, we came to know that when young youth come together, they can become a powerful force to change. As Margaret Mead once said, never doubt that a small group of committed, thoughtful citizens to change the world. And indeed, it's the only thing that ever has been. These sessions also reminded us that how awareness is the first step to action, and through unity, we can create a more just world. Thank you.
Thank you.
En el mes de junio se tocó el tema del medio ambiente, donde se realizaron campañas en nuestros colegios, además de hacerse talleres con los niños en Nuevos Horizontes, el cual consistía de hacer macetas de plástico para así fomentar el cuidado del medio ambiente.
Y en septiembre nos enfocamos en los derechos de la niñez. Hicimos concursos de dibujo en las diferentes bibliotecas de la ciudad de Chimbote y una feria en nuestro propio colegio en donde compartimos mensajes, juegos y material con toda la comunidad escolar.
Good day. We as the ERS members of CBC will be briefly explaining the campaigns that we do throughout the year. I will be explaining the May Project. The May Project is a project that is done annually during the month of May, where the learners and staff members of CBC collect old clothes that they do not use anymore so that we can donate them. The old clothes are still, however, in good condition, therefore we donate them. They're collected all throughout the month of May, and at the end they're donated to the church and handed out to all the homeless people around.
We as the ERS members, we raise awareness about gender-based violence in our school. We do this by the posters in our classes, which raise awareness and let our learners know what gender-based violence is. And we have campaigns such as the Red Lipstick campaign. We as the ERA celebrate Human Rights Month during the month of March. We do campaigns based on human rights, raise awareness, and make sure everyone is educated on their human rights. On the month of March, we did a campaign at the last day of school where we made 30 posters of all the 30 human rights, stood against around the walls of the hall, and made everyone aware of all the rights, and we basically raised awareness on human rights.
We as the ERS, we also raise awareness for autism during the month of April, as it is Autism Awareness Month. We do this by having campaigns where we dress up and put ourselves in the feet of people with autism. We see life through a different lens in order for us to show our support as well as celebrate everyone with autism.
Okay, thank you. That was St. Joseph, CBC St. Joseph, Bloemfontein in South Africa. And now we're going to the US, where we have this once again the Still Somebody project. And this is by St. Lawrence School in the US. So thank you very much. Okay, these were all the videos that we got so far, and but we have a couple of students who would like to share about their school. So Grace, over to you once again to bring them in.
Yeah, I have one student from St. Joseph's College, Calcutta. Param, are you here? They couldn't submit a video and he just wants to share briefly what their schools in Calcutta is doing. Paran, if you're here, raise your hand and put on your video.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yeah.
I've got it. Okay.
Ma'am, I hope you're able to hear me.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, brother. I'm here on behalf of the ERIA team of St. Joseph's College, Kolkata, India. Though we didn't get a chance to speak earlier, we would like to personally share our recent initiatives that we have took inside our school and in a wider community. We participated in an outreach program with the brothers from Australia, where we had the opportunity to share ideas and build connections. In school, we have organized a gender equality workshop for classes 5 to 9 and 11, encouraging awareness, open discussion, and mutual respect. We also took part on the streets during one Mahotsav, marching to spread awareness about environmental conversation among the public. In addition, we took part in a road safety campaign where we promoted about the awareness of traffic rules and responsible civic behavior. Our outreach extended to less privileged members of our locality, where we identified the basic needs and provided essential supplies aiming to bring dignity and relief through small acts of service. These efforts reflect our commitment to social justice and advocacy and our desire to be active agents and positive change in society. All of this was made possible with the encouragement of our principal, Brother Larry, whose leadership inspires us every step of the way. Thank you, brother, for your time and for your being an enduring source of inspiration.
Thank you, Param. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Baro. And thank you for bringing St. Joseph's College in Bobazar was the first school founded by the Christian Brothers in 1890 in India. Okay, and that's where Param is from. At the moment, I'm going to, as Brother Brian Bond was telling you earlier, we had one more Zoom meet in the morning, and during that meet, four schools from Australia participated. One of them shared a video, and so I'm just going to play that one for us right now. That
Here at Aquinas, we have an emphasis on the journey of becoming a man, in particular, the kind of man the world needs most. The Justice, Peace and Advocacy Council believes that one crucial part of this notion of being a man is how do we have the respectful conversation about the women in our lives.
This is a conversation we must have with each other, young man to young man. And this is also a conversation we must have with ourselves, to look inside at our attitudes and beliefs we hold.
If you do this, you're making a stand for the better. And as part of this stand, anyone who takes a photo with one of these signs will be able to wear a fancy tie in our school's upcoming She's Someone Tie Day. The details and date will be confirmed with your tutor.
And remember, wear your tie proudly. This is a public symbol to show your support to make our future better.
The Justice, Peace and Advocacy Student Council at Aquinas College seeks to address the root causes of injustices by transforming attitudes, behaviours and policies. The She's Someone campaign advocates for gender equality and respectful relationships. The college invited guest speakers to help students challenge harmful cultures and reimagine masculinity, while panel discussions facilitated open conversations about gender equality and respectful relationships. Events such as a father and son evening encourage meaningful dialogues on gender violence and respect, while on She's Someone Tie Day, students wear alternative ties to symbolise their commitment to a positive future. The campaign has made a significant impact, fostering empathy, leadership, and a deeper understanding of sexism and respect. Together, they are building a more just and respectful world.
So that was Aquinas, and we end all our reports over there, both video as well as live with that. But I'm going to now invite Anne. Anne, can you just, a couple of thoughts as we sum up our session today. Over to you, Anne.
Okay, I have got a few things that I've noticed. So the main takeaways and learnings from today's global meet were that people really loved the creative ideas, they loved the outreach programs, community service, practical engagement with advocacy. People seem to be inspired by their fellow students to become even more proactive and innovative in their search for justice. What I found out in terms of what people would like to be more involved with, they would like to collaborate more, hopefully through ERI, on joint campaigns and ways of raising awareness. We would look forward to more meets, hopefully in September and October, when we will decide on our theme. But what has really stood out is the huge commitment to justice and advocacy and human rights. It's paramount in our Edmund Rice schools. Compassion and courage of Blessed Edmund is alive in all of the students, as Grace said at the very beginning, and the staff who tirelessly campaign to create lasting social change. What strikes me is the creativity and positivity that shines out from our students who are beacons of hope. We're delighted that all of our ERI school partnerships are flourishing, and the programme is really gathering momentum. We can see that from the number of schools that have presented and given in videos today. So thank you for sharing and continuing to grow and work with our school links with ERI.
Wonderful. Thank you, Anne. And here's Simon. Okay, Simon, we're going to invite Anne to introduce you.
I'd like to introduce Mr. Simon Duggan, who has recently retired as a principal of one of our colleges that actually presented today from St Anselm's College in the northwest of England. And since his retirement, Simon has been able to dedicate more time to becoming involved with ERI, and he is going to tell us how and why he's doing that.
Am I unmuted, Tino?
You are.
That's great, thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's been a true pleasure and inspiration to be involved in this afternoon's proceedings and to share them with you. I do have a long association with Edmund Rice education going back 50 years as a student and then a teacher and then principal of St Anselm's College in Birkenhead on the Wirral in England, which has already been mentioned, and from whom we heard earlier. And I retired in August 2024. I wanted to remain involved with the network and the wonderful work of Edmund Rice International. Thanks to the Edmund Rice Education Beyond Borders programme, I've visited our schools in Sierra Leone, South Africa, and Zambia, and I've met principals and members of staff from all continents. And really, my involvement in particular with Edmund Rice International has stimulated my interest in human rights, which began as a Roman Catholic teacher of history and politics and general RE, religious education, which I introduced and taught units on Edmund Rice Education Beyond Borders and Edmund Rice International into our senior or sixth form post-16 curriculum. And at St Anselm's, we were always committed to appointing Edmund Rice International Youth Ambassadors, who were regular visitors to the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva and enjoyed the hospitality of brothers Tino and Brian, to name but two. And we were active and still are in many national and global campaigns. The reason why I wish to remain involved with the network and with the work of ERI in particular is because it's an inspiration to see the commitment, engagement and passion of our global schools, especially the commitment of and involvement of students in Edmund Rice schools worldwide, to putting our faith into action, to social justice. And they are truly worthy inheritors of the charism of Blessed Edmund. So it's no surprise, I think, given what I've said, that I wanted to remain involved with Edmund Rice International. And in January 2025, I had the opportunity to attend the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva with a wonderful group of students from the English schools and with Anne and Rasheen. And we attended the Universal Periodic Reviews live of Bolivia and El Salvador. I taught about this process for many years. I was fascinated about it, but quite rightly, I had to give first opportunity to visit Geneva to my students rather than myself. So it was great to be able to put the theory into practice after so many years. And since then, I've acted as a researcher for Edmund Rice International for the forthcoming Universal Periodic Review of Kenya, and I hope to contribute to future ones and other initiatives in forthcoming months and years. But really, to sum up, the reason for my involvement is because this gives us our chance to live out our faith and put the charism of Blessed Edmund into action on a global scale, remembering so many people in so many countries who don't enjoy the rights and opportunities that inevitably we take for granted. So keep up the good work, and thank you very much, everyone, for what you're doing, because you truly are an inspiration.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Simon. I'm just checking as we come to the 2 hour mark of the session. We still have 51 people hanging in here with us, which is great. I'm just checking with Grace and Anne. Are there any others that had mentioned they'd like to speak, or have I missed out on any videos?
No, brother. It looks fine to me from mind. Yes.
Okay, all right. So with that then, okay, I'm going to thank everyone in a very special way, Anne and Grace, okay, for being with us, for working along with me and in the preparation of this program. As I said earlier, we are going to have I will send you the links to the recordings of these sessions. Okay, and I will also tell you about upcoming events as they come along. Okay, thank you for being with us. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for giving your 2 hours to us. Okay, you can unmute yourself, and if you see anyone over there you'd like to say bye to, we'll give you a minute or so to do so. God
Thank you,
bless,
Tino.
and
Thank you,
wherever you
Brian.
are, have a wonderful day.
Brian Bond, how
Thank
are
you,
you?
Sino. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Anne.
Brian,
Thank you,
lovely.
brother. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
Bless you, Brother
Nice
Tino.
to
God
see you,
bless you.
Prakriti from Holy Cross, India, over there.
Thank you, Lolita ma'am. Thank you, Shurupa ma'am. Yeah, thank you, Paula.
And lovely to
I
have
see.
Terry and Kevin
Yes,
also with
yes.
us. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you, all the teachers who are here with the students.
Okay. God bless and have a wonderful day, whatever part of the day or night it
Good
is
night,
in
Yes,
your part of the
good
world.
night, Grace.
God
yes.
bless.
Brothers, thank you, Brian.
Bye.